Coming up on Fulton Today, Election Day 2017 brings about a start of a new era in Fulton County. We'll have a full report. Also, hope comes to communities affected by heroin and opioid abuse. And a candlelight vigil is held to remember and honor Georgia's domestic violence fatalities. That and more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis Rucker. Fulton voters determine the new look of leadership for Fulton County. Now, while this election day is big for a number of jurisdictions, it's also big for the county because it means 2 new representatives on the Fulton County Board of Commissioners. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on this story. Brian?
Voters had 3 weeks to decide who would fill the chairman's seat vacated by John Eves and the District 4 seat vacated by the late Joan Gardner after her passing this past spring. Though the early voting period did not result in a large voter turnout, election officials are hoping for a stronger turnout on Election Day. Here is who's on the ballot for the Fulton Commission chair. There are 3 candidates, and for the District 4 seat, there are 6. You can get the latest information and all the latest on the election results by logging on to FultonElections.com. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you very much, sir. Meanwhile, an update on your 2017 tax bill. Fulton commissioners turned to the court for its assistance in getting a temporary collection order to allow for the issuance of the 2017 tax bills. This after the Department of Revenue did not approve the 2017 digest as originally submitted. Earlier this year, the Board of Commissioners took an innovative approach that a Fulton County spokesperson says was necessary to protect homeowners from financial harm in the face of swiftly rising property assessments. The board directed the tax assessor's office to use 2016 levels when assessing property values instead of the initial 2017 levels following an outcry from residents. The collection order will allow Fulton to move forward with the issuance of the 2017 tax bills. The Fulton County Superior Court approved the county's request for the temporary collection order.
Our focus right now is getting the bills out. We will continue in terms of our tax assessor's office and our tax commissioner's office in working with the Department of Revenue and having the dialogue, looking at the types of things that they have raised and addressing those, and hopefully that will be a separate matter that will be taken care of.
A temporary collection order will also allow other taxing jurisdictions within Fulton County that conduct their own property tax billing to move forward with the issuance of the property tax bills. The Fulton County District Attorney brings the pursuit of justice closer to a South Fulton community. For a second time this year, DA Paul L. Howard Jr. opens a community prosecution office, this time in Union City. Elected officials from Fulton County, Union City, and the state of Georgia, as well as community leaders and business partners, were all on hand for the grand opening held at the Union City Crossing Business Complex.
This is what we found, that sometimes when you prosecute cases downtown, you really don't get an idea of what happens out here in the county itself. So we want people to know, if you've got a problem with crime in your community, come and see the DA at your community prosecutor's office.
The new office is all a part of the district attorney's desire to have a community prosecution office in every Atlanta police zone and on both ends of the county. The Union City mayor pushed for this office after seeing an uptick in crime in his city.
This gives us another layer of security for our community. Not that they are doing the policing or anything, but it's just another layer of security where people in the community can come and talk to somebody comfortably about any issue as it relates to crime or criminal activity right here in the neighborhood.
Community prosecutors are strategically placed in satellite offices across Fulton County with the hopes of working directly with citizens to reduce crime in their neighborhoods.
When you think about the new trend, or really it's an old trend, but everybody's now interested in community policing. And when you think about community policing and the parallel with community prosecution, that's great because it all begins within the community.
This is the 8th community prosecution office overall. Those who lost their lives as a result of domestic violence are remembered during a candlelight vigil. FGTV's Felicia Church has more.
We won't be silent and we won't hide it. We won't pretend that it doesn't exist.
For the 6th year in a row, various domestic violence agencies, along with the Office of the Solicitor General, held their annual candlelight vigil. Held every October in honor of Domestic Violence Month, the Candlelight Vigil raises awareness of domestic violence and gives survivors an opportunity to share their stories. It also hits home on the fact that domestic violence does not discriminate.
It's not in any certain educational level or neighborhood or racial background or religion. People have to realize that it's in all parts of our community, so we all need to put our voice out there to speak out against it and to work to end it.
Just like the previous vigils, the names of the Georgia residents who lost their lives last year because of domestic violence were read aloud. That list was 95 names long. The youngest was only 2 years old and the oldest was 86. And while their lives were grieved and celebrated, the focus was also on those that knew them.
Those 95 people had friends and they had family members and they had business professionals and faith communities. And so when you think of all the lives that those 95 lives touched, that's thousands and thousands and thousands of people in all of our communities affected by this tragic loss.
To help lower those tragic losses, those in attendance were issued a challenge by the partnering agencies.
I'm just so proud of all the agencies and all the work that they do every day and coming together as a group to really stand together, asking folks to do more to end domestic violence in our community.
Despite the rise of domestic violence locally and nationally and the devastation it causes, the Candlelight Vigil offers hope. That issue goes away sooner rather than later. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Felicia Church.
Thank you very much, Felicia. And good news out of the courts. Months of intensive treatment, monitoring, and supervision turns into a major step toward sobriety for many.
The program works if you want it to work.
Family and friends gathered inside the Assembly Hall here at the Government Center to watch their loved ones graduate from Superior Court's Adult Drug Treatment Court.
Accountability court is so important because it gives clients an opportunity to get the treatment that they actually need and deserve instead of spending time in jail. It's essential that folks are diverted from jail and get the treatment that is needed.
The Accountability Court program lasts 18 to 24 months and is designed to give defendants with mental health and drug addictions a chance to get clean with the support as long as they stay clean in the program. And for many, the graduation is the beginning of a new life.
Of being sick and tired of addiction, and I know I couldn't do it alone. So I had to reach out to some people that had some guidance and can lead me in the right way.
Oh, it makes us so elated to hear all of these awesome stories. Everybody has a story. I have a story, you have a story. So it's good to see those people come full circle once they've been down and out in the valley and come and prevail.
Superior Court holds the Adult Drug Treatment Program graduation ceremony 4 times a year. Good for them. And still to come, the first ever opioid summit in the county. It's a part of our district by district coverage next. Fulton hosts its first ever opioid summit in an effort to save lives and its first ever District 5 Community Service Awards. Here's this week's District by District coverage. District 2 Commissioner Bob Ellis invites the North Fulton community to get the first-hand facts on the heroin opioid epidemic. The vice chair partnered with the Summit Counseling Center to host the Hope for Our Community event at Chattahoochee High School. Fulton County's death rate from opioids is twice the national average, so county leaders wanted to address this issue head on.
What we hope to accomplish here tonight is to build more ambassadors for us to be out working in the community, talking about the different solutions that are available to all of us to try to get behind to help end the opioid epidemic in our communities, and in turn the opioid epidemic statewide and nationwide.
Residents were shocked to learn that the number of opioid-related deaths in Fulton County had jumped more than 150% since 2010. We'll have more on this story later in the show. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. recognizes some special people in the community during the first ever District 5 Community Service Awards dinner. Held at Zoo Atlanta, the commissioner wanted to highlight the dedicated work of some public servants in his district. The honorees included Gary Davis from the Next Level Boys Academy, members of the South Fulton HOA, and the Hank Stewart Foundation, to name a few.
Commissioner Marvin Arrington's District 5 way of saying thank you to all of the community impact leaders. That's what I call each and every one of us. We're out making a difference. We're working alongside government, in this case Commissioner Marvin Arrington, to get things done.
The commissioner also recognized a few county departments, including us right here at FGTV with District 5 Community Service Awards. And finally, in District 6, Commissioner Emma I. Darnell hosts her District 6 third quarter town hall meeting. Residents received firsthand program updates and announcements from arts and culture, senior services, housing and community development, and juvenile court representatives. This community meeting was held at the South Fulton Service Center.
We just really appreciate the opportunity that we've had tonight to listen and to hear the concerns and interests of the community. And also we want to thank our staff who was present tonight to give information. People want information. They don't want speeches, they want information. And we are just very, very confident that together we'll keep getting the job done.
I came out tonight because I'm concerned about the crime, not only in my specific community, but I'm concerned about the crime in all of South Fulton. The crime appears to be getting worse instead of better. And I know that we need more police officers.
I see a lot of improvement around the Old National area. My concern is the 285 and Old National Highway area, only because I went into a venture down at Old National. And I want to help make a difference, and I want to see what I can do to improve with traffic congestions and improvement for the safety of the community in that area.
The commissioner routinely solicits the concerns from her constituents so that she can get the issues resolved in a timely manner. Commissioner Darnell also hosted a town hall meeting at the Southwest Arts Center. We'll hear from residents who attended that forum next week. Now you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with the rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And when Fulton Today returns, more on that opioid summit to help parents realize how the heroin and opioid epidemic is affecting the community. Stay with us. More now on the county's first ever heroin and opioid summit that we shared with you earlier in the show. Now, the grim and startling statistics have county leaders partnering with social services providers to help parents understand just how dire this situation is. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has more.
We all sort of kind of played a role in creating this epidemic, and we all can definitely play a role in ending it.
In the big auditorium of Chattahoochee High School came the discussion about the big problem in Fulton County, the heroin and opioid epidemic.
The county's been hit hard, and we know in particularly the county has been hit hard, particularly in North Fulton. It's sort of overweighted than where we've had the greatest number of incidents of overdose. So we know that we have an issue, and North Fulton has been a little bit more the epicenter of it within Fulton County. So it's important that we're here in this community talking about it.
Fulton officials teamed up with the Summit Counseling Center to host the Hope for Our Community event. HOPE is an acronym for Heroin and Opioid Prevention and Education.
It gives people hope so that they don't give up when things get difficult in their homes or in their workplace. So we're interested in magnifying the idea that recovery is a solution, and we're interested in as many people as possible understanding that and committing to it.
Here are the startling facts county officials wanted everyone in the room to hear. The number of opioid-related deaths in Fulton County jumped more than 150% since 2010. Fulton County's death rate from opioids is twice the national average. 2 million people are addicted to pain pills at any given time. Every day, 2,500 teens use a prescription painkiller for non-medical reasons. And 70% of opioid abusers get their pills from friends or family.
We've been working really hard for about the last year and a half to educate the community and try and come up with some funding and some solutions and some coordination throughout the county of how we can best deal with the issue of the epidemic.
Kate Basha is a parent who knows firsthand what it's like to have a child addicted to opioid and pay the price of jail time as a result. She has been working with county officials for years to change the laws to get kids the help they need instead of jail time.
Here tonight was talking about the recovery community. We really have to talk about that very loudly. What does a recovery community look like? And it's not just a center to put someone, it's how does a community stay healthy and keep their family healthy. So I think we need to really push for that. We need comprehensive plans around a recovery community.
Fulton has already taken some preventative measures like funding the purchase of the drug naloxone, also known as Narcan, to distribute to law enforcement agencies and first responders. The county has also partnered with cities to place drop boxes in the community for unused prescription drugs. And in an unprecedented move, Fulton County became the first Georgia county to file suit against companies that make and distribute opioids. Between all of these efforts and conversations with the community, county leaders are hoping that all of it will lead to saving more lives. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Well, when the U.S. Department of Transportation last did a study on child restraint use, it found that nearly half of all car seats and booster seats were improperly installed. It's because of stats like that Fulton's health outreach team hosted a free car seat install and giveaway. The health staffers set up shop outside of the Oak Hill Center and gave parents a one-on-one lesson. And just like that study found, these parents, like many others, also thought that they knew how to properly place a car seat in their vehicle.
I learned, first of all, that I had the wrong seat in for my son, and that even if he's 7 or 8, if his age and weight is not compatible, he still needs a booster seat.
Motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death and injury for all children. Child restraints or car seats reduce that risk of injury by 71 to 82%. And speaking of injuries, falls are by far the leading cause of injuries among the elderly, and many of those happen in the home. The County Senior Services Department is hoping to curb the accidents by offering a senior home repair service.
In order to qualify for the Fulton County Senior Home Repair Program, you first must be a Fulton County resident, you must be 55 years of age or older, and you must have homeowners insurance.
According to health professionals, 1 out of every 3 seniors age 65 and older experiences a fall each year. To get more information on the senior home repair services, you can contact Starline. And still to come, a fall festival that brings some spectacular fun. Stay with us, everybody. Well, do you have an eye and an appreciation for art? Fulton County Arts and Culture Contracts for Services program is looking for community review panelists for the 2018 funding cycle. Now, panelists review and evaluate applications in order to make funding recommendations to the Arts Council and the Fulton County Commission.
Contract for Services program is how we give out funding to our arts organizations and artists in the community. It's one of our primary functions as a department, is to be able to support those endeavors cultural endeavors out in the community.
Fulton County residents are encouraged to nominate themselves or someone they know as a panelist. Individuals with an arts and culture background make for a stronger candidate.
We invite any and everyone to be a part of the process. Sometimes it's been very helpful for people to participate and be a part of that process to inform and educate them as they're filling out applications in the future.
The deadline to submit an application is December 8th. You can call 404-612-5780 for an application or download one by logging on to fultonarts.org. And finally, the Parks and Recreation's Fall Festival takes on a spooky but fun theme.
Y'all having fun?
The Fall Festival at the Welcome Park was the perfect opportunity for kids to have some Halloween-type fun.
I think it's a good kickoff for the new city. The transition from the county to the city. I know we want to do more community-based events, so I think this is a great start for that. And it's a safe environment for the kids also.
The family-friendly event featured free food, candy, face painting, a video, game truck, and a costume contest. And once the sun went down, people gathered for a screen on the green showing of a hit Disney film.
I think this is an awesome event. I think it's an awesome event for the community to come out and establish relationships in the community. So I think it's a pretty good event.
The county's festival organizers, in conjunction with the new City of South Fulton leaders, were all pleased with the turnout despite the cool temperatures. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. You can watch a replay of this show and other FGTV programs anytime on our YouTube channel. And be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shawnee Chavis-Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.